Hey guys, Dabloon here, and today's another BTD6 video, and today we're back on Mesa CHIMPS, this time saving $70,000 by the end of round 100. And using the cheapest attack tower 5th tier, the Ultra Juggernaut, we're going to take Mesa CHIMPS to the next level. But we got to give thanks where thanks is due, and Supreme outdid himself on this one, so you guys got to check out the link below to Supreme Avocado's channel, because he showed me the strategy and said you have to make a video on this because it is crazy, and it sure as heck is crazy, guys. So let's jump in and make some money. So to start off this craziness, we're going to use the exact same placements as we did last time. So we're going to place this guy all the way to the right of this left-hand side of the track. And then we're going to place him a little bit up, like right there-ish. We're going to place another guy right here and put him on strong. Then we're going to put another guy right here and put him on strong as well. Now we're going to save it for that fourth dart monkey. So we're going to put this fourth one right underneath his buddy right here against this side of the track. And we can just leave him on first sometime today. Okay, there we go. Now we can speed up a little bit. We're going to put our Quincy down, and then we're going to put our Ninja down, then our Alchemist, then our Spike Factory. Let's place Quincy. That's not Quincy, that's a Dart Monkey. Let's place Quincy right behind his buddies right here. Not like right up on the track like here, but like more towards this bottom path of the track. And just for future reference, guys, this gets a little confusing because the top of the path, the top of the track is technically lower than the bottom of the path, but we're going to call this the bottom and this the top. So if you're looking at it from like north, west, south, east, this is north or top, this is going to the bottom track. Hopefully I can stick to that to myself, but I'm gonna do my best too so we can make this super simple, because I know it gets confusing. They should have switched it to where that part's the bottom, that part's top, it doesn't matter. Now we're gonna get a Ninja. We're gonna place him right behind Quincy, and he's gonna be our main popper in the beginning. The Ninja's just so awesome, guys. I thought they would actually nerf him. I know they probably never will just because he is who he is, but like oh my gosh, I just always use him because he's so good. All right, so now we're gonna do this right here. And we're going to get Ninja Discipline, Seeking Shurikens, Sharp Shurikens, and then Double Shot in that order. So we got this guy up to a 301. We're not going to use Caltrops this time. And if you don't know what I'm talking about saying this time, I did do this map, I think it was Friday, with the Sun Avatar and the Permaspike, and it works like pretty much a guarantee. It just takes a lot more work, and I was very bad at explaining it because I'm pretty new to that strategy. So this should be easier for those of you who don't really know how to work the Sun Avatar Permaspike strategy. So this should be the way to go. We're going to get this guy to an Acidic Mixture Dip and then a Berserker Brew, and that Berserker Brew is going to help this Bloon Jitsu get to a Bloon Jitsu. So on 34, I bought my Bloon Jitsu, and we still have not got Caltrops, so we're not going to. It saves us some money here. And then we're going to get Stronger Stimulant for this guy to help out for this Moab. And what's really cool about this run, guys, that it's a guarantee win for that Moab. There's no randomness. It's going to, well, there is randomness as always, but either way, you're going to beat it, which is really, really cool. Now what we're going to do to finalize to beat this Moab is we're going to get a Spike Factory. And the placement's a little funny, but you kind of see this little top camel spot right here. It looks like a camel's hump. You got this one and this one. You're gonna go like right under it, right there, to where it kind of fits with it. And you're looking for the bottom track to be kind of close and the top track to be close. So then we can get long reach, and it hits both of them, which is really cool. And what we're going to do is we're gonna put it on close for now, because we want all the spikes to go up top for this next couple of rounds for round 40. And then on round 40, if and when these guys do not fully beat the Moab, this spike can cover up for them and beat it with no problem. So we're just gonna save up for this long life spike and then beat round 40. About to have it right now. Here we go. And then we're gonna also use Quincy's ability on round 40 just to guarantee that win. We can even get like faster production if you want to make it even faster. But let's get this ability, knock this thing out of the park, and it should pop it all before it actually gets to the spikes, which is kind of cool. There we go. I think it maybe got a little bit. Oh, 58. There we go. Now we're going to put this guy back on normal, and then we're going to get even faster production. Now, for the majority of this rest of this strategy, we're going to have it on normal, and it's going to do a pretty good job. Like, it'll put 2 on one side and then 1 on the other, and kind of like that, like back and forth. But it really doesn't matter. It's going to be enough to get this thing done. And then on round 97, we're going to switch it to close to just pile up a big patch of spikes for that bad, because that bad is going to be pretty bad, guys. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get an Alchemist on this guy, like so, and we're going to put him to a top path. So we're going to get to Berserker Brew, and that's going to make this guy strong enough to help us out. And then we're going to place that really cool soon to be Juggernaut, where it's just going to wreck the rest of the map. And you guys won't believe what a 5th tier, cheapest 5th tier can do to this map. It's just crazy just because of all the little canyons and the walls and everything. The Juggernaut, like, just juggernauts everything. It's crazy. So the position for this thing kind of has to be spot on, or at least I'm copying exactly pixel perfect where Supreme put his so we don't have any issues. And just kind of look around the borders and see where I place mine and kind of match yours up. That's what I did. So I looked to the right and saw where those lines in the map to kind of judge for distance. And then same with the top path up here. You can kind of use that little gap for little distance of how you're going to place him. Then you're going to get sharp shots, razor sharp, spike-a-pole, and you're going to put this guy on close. This is important. Make sure it is on close. Quick shots, very quick shots. Now we're going to save up for that Juggernaut. We had the money a lot quicker than I thought. So here's the Juggernaut. Now we're going to save up for the Ultra Juggernaut. And once we get him, guys, it's just a walk in the park, and then we get our Permaspikes. It just gets a little crazy from there. But first, let's save up 16,200 for that Ultra Jug. So for 50, we're gonna have to step in a little bit here. For the first Moab, let's just let it run through. Hopefully it doesn't destroy our defenses. I think we should be okay. We are good to go there. Oh yeah, we're more than fine. Now for this second guy, what we're gonna do is we are gonna use our ability, because there's no point in just, well, we had it for free. I just want to make sure we got past the first one. So here we go. There we go. Okay, so I am following Supreme's strategy. I was trying to record it my way, so I had a little bit different. I did not actually have this guy yet, so I should have already had the Juggernaut, but he did a little different way, and I'm like, okay, this time I'm going to do exactly what he did and not change it up and see if we come to the same results, because I keep having problems on like 98, 99. I've beaten it a few times, but then every time I go to record it, I have my, I guess my fear of stage, or more stage fright, because every time I do it on video, I can't beat it. So I'm going to do what he did. Now, that's not exactly true because my dart placements aren't even where he put them, but that's just the beginning, and that's what worked for me, and it made it work every time. I tried it the other way and I just kept failing, so I'm going to do it this way. So now what we're going to do is we're going to remove this. I just want to call them camel humps. That's what they look like to me, like camelbacks. Now we're going to put a village here, and this village is going to make this guy shoot super fast, and we're also going to get camo. So let's get the grow blocker first, then the radar scanner, then the top path, then the jungle drums, and then an alchemist. So for the alchemist, you want to place him to where he only hits this dart monkey. So like kind of right there. Oh, I guess actually wait till he spins back around so you can get a better judge of where it's at. So you don't include his buddy right here, because that would cause some problems. Now that we got him, we're going to go up to a 4th tier and just leave it at that. So both of these are just 4th tier only. And this one is going to be no different. Once we get that stronger stimulant, guys, he just rocks it. And it's really cool because then we can save up for the permaspikes with no problems at all. It's pretty insane just because of the shape of the track and how it works. This Juggernaut is just a murderer of these balloons. And it's really, really cool. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to save up for deadly spikes and then shoot straight for that 32,400 for those permaspikes. So we're almost there to that permaspike, guys. Almost, just a couple more $100. And then what we're going to do is we're going to buff him a little bit with a village, and then we're going to buy our stall towers because this is a perma spike strat, so it's better to stall so you can keep replenishing your spikes if you have to use them during the round, which we will because we're doing this with $60,000 left over. So what we're going to do is we're going to place 3 boomerangs. I didn't know what to call them at first. And you're just going to place them on this side, which is the top, which we're going to refer to it as. You're going to place one right here-ish, one right here-ish, and then one right here-ish. That works. So you're going to place all of them on strong and then go to a 0, 2, 4. Now that we got all 3 of these guys on strong, well, that one's not on strong. These 2 are. And you got them to a 0, 2, 4. What's going to happen is they're going to stall this top side for us, giving our spikes time to replenish. And this path kind of goes through, so it splits it up as well. So this side holds back, and then we beat it up later. And then this first side comes through on the bottom, and we wreck it in the beginning. So it splits up the rounds, making it easier for us on our Ultra Jug. Now what we're going to do is we're going to get a glue gunner and place him on both sides. So he's going to be on the top, well, the bottom, but the higher side of the map. I know I'm confusing myself. I'm confusing you guys too. You're going to put him on bigger globs, put him on strong with stickier glue, stronger glue, and Moab glue. Now what we're going to do is we're going to place a village. We probably should have done this part first, but it doesn't really matter. You're going to place it to where I like putting the ninja inside the range as well, just might as well. And then you're going to go for bigger radius and then jungle drums. Now this thing is buffed. He has the berserker brew, he has the jungle drums for the speed, and he's ready to go. So our last step here, guys, is just to beat it. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back around 90, and Apparently it's better to leave it on slow, because if you leave it on slow, you actually do get more pops. I tested it myself. It's kind of crazy how that works. And we want these Juggernaut balls just to go crazy. And if you speed up too fast, you're going to miss pops and things like that. And then you can even kind of tell in the visuals of it. It just looks a lot different. So we're going to slow it down through the 90s when all the crazy stuff is happening and the balloons are in our range. Just a general rule of thumb as well, guys, use your first ability when the ZOMGs come out, because at this point, the name of the game is to save these spikes. We want to make sure we have them all for around 98, 99, and 100. We want to keep it crazy with these spikes, so make sure you have your spikes. Just try not to let them die too much. I didn't even take my own advice, and I'm like speeding through this. I had on fast mode. He's not really popping much, and I'm like, what's going on here? Not that that's going to make the biggest world of difference, but we just want to make sure that we can get as many pops as we can. We don't want to hold him back. And like I said, I am going to first ability all these ZOMGs. You don't necessarily have to this early on. You kind of need to step in around like 95, 96-ish. But just to be clear and just to make it safe, I just want to make sure that we have as many spikes as we possibly can and not get wrecked over here. And then we do have our second ability as well, so that's going to come into handy. But what's really cool about these guys down here, if you guys didn't notice already, he's going to sit there, all 3, 4 of them are going to sit there and stall this to where it actually breaks it down to a BFB and a Moab. So in the meantime, we're like saving up all these spikes, which is really cool. And then it's going to break it down to where this guy can just wreck it. We're not going to use too many spikes. Really cool stuff. And like I said, we're going to have 60 grand left over, guys. That is so crazy. So I'm going to skip ahead to when I start using abilities. And if you guys are wondering, I was too. So primary training would boost this guy even more, make him even stronger, but Supreme said no. Something about making it faster is too fast. I don't exactly know why. I don't know the specifics of that, but he mentioned something along the lines of, do you have like a supercomputer pretty much that can handle it? So maybe it moves so fast that the game can't even register it and you're just going to lose a lot of pops that you could have gotten. I think that's what's going on there, but I can't be too sure. Let me know if you guys know below, or just hit up Supreme in the Discord for that craziness, because I don't know it myself, but this works and it gets the job done, so that's all that really matters. I am going to speed up to when this guy's in range. That's what we're waiting for, so you don't have to slow down the whole game, just to when it's in this guy's range. And again, we're going to use our first ability on the ZOMGs just to make sure we don't lose too many spikes. And anything pretty much under a ZOMG right in this little area is just going to get demolished, which is really cool. But let's drop it after these Moabs right about now. Let's do it. I think that's good timing, yeah? I don't actually know, guys. It'll be okay. And then we do have our second ability if we need it. I think we'll be okay on this one right there. Yeah, we're good right there. We should be good on these two, but we can use our ability if we want to, because like I said, guys, all we're trying to do here is save our spikes. So if it looks like we're about to lose all of our spikes, use an ability, make sure they come through, and you're good to go, because on round 100, you need this fat clump of spikes. Otherwise, you're not going to win. So it's just this little preciseness. Not too precise, you just got to use your abilities when you know you're going to get wrecked to make sure that everything goes smoothly. So I'm not going to use my ability at first. I'm going to kind of see what they can do on their own and see what we're losing and if we're just losing all of our spikes. And then I'll kind of step in with my first ability just to make it a little better. Let's see what we can do here. So he actually is, well, I think that's the Permaspikes popping. I don't even know, guys. But what we can do here is after the Moabs with the fortified start causing too many problems because they're just making their way through like they kind of are right now, let's use that first ability trying to clean this up just a little bit. Because again, we're trying to save these spikes, guys, and it looks like we're just losing them all. So we're gonna use that first ability right there. I probably could have used it a lot sooner, to be honest, but I think we'll be okay. So basically, we can have a little less than this right here for 99, because 99, you're not going to have any spikes coming on this side. They're all going to be focused up here, and those fortified DDTs are going to walk through all the defenses. So you have to have enough spikes to take care of it. So for this one, we can handle all these fortifieds, no problem. I believe there's going to be some ZOMGs in here, and that's what we're going to have to kind of focus on. You're probably asking, why are you trying to save up all this money? Well, at first, Supreme was like, you got to do it for the memes, and you got to use, you know, the Moab domination, just to be really cool to kind of use it. And I was like, I don't know about that, man. That's a little crazy. But then we end up having the money for it anyway, so you guys can really use whatever you want. You can just throw in anything right now. Even if you're a little scared and you're like, I can't really follow this too well, just use it right now. It's not that big of a deal. We probably could have used our ability a little sooner there, probably should have, but I'm going to use it on these ZOMGs just to make sure. But it looks like we lost a lot of spikes up top, which is kind of a bad news, but we'll have time to replenish it on 97, I think. So now that they're in range, let's drop that first ability. Let's help this out a little bit here. Now we need it to replenish before we get to 97, which I know will be totally fine because 97 takes forever. Like, it's going to take forever for these guys to get through, and then 97 has to come through. So I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit. So for this guy, we're not gonna use an ability on these ZOMGs just because they're not ZOMGs anymore. They did their job. They broke them down to BFBs. They're breaking them down to Moabs. We'll lose a little bit of spikes, I believe. Let's see, we have 75,000. Let's see what we lose here. Oh, we didn't lose any. That's actually really cool. All right. Well, 97, we're going to lose some spikes here, but most likely just mainly on the bottom. So what we're going to do is as soon as Quincy's in range, we're going to blast that first ability, and then we're going to have to use the second ability on pretty good timing. And hopefully in the meantime, this guy can just do a lot of damage. Let's use that first ability now. Let's slow it down. Now that the Juggernaut is in range, you want to slow that down and just hope that you can pop it. I think his top hat's giving it more health, guys, because this thing is just a beast to pop and it gets really crazy. So as soon as this thing opens up, though, we're going to drop that second ability right now. There we go. And that cleans up a lot right there. And now we're good. That is more than enough spikes. As you can see, there's a lot of spikes there. We're going to switch this guy to close. And that's going to help out a lot. Now, what's going to happen is you're just going to have this huge giant pile there of spikes. And that's what you need to beat 100, because if you don't have it, you're not going to beat it. It's going to come down to the wire most likely, just because I'm not too good at demonstrating this strategy that well. But Supreme had it to where he had a ton of spikes left. So hopefully that's what happens today, because I am using more abilities. The first few hundred times that I told Supreme, I was texting him in the Discord, I was like, dude, this strat isn't working. You're hacking. I suck at this game. I don't know what's going on. I wasn't really using abilities. And I think that's going to be the problem here. And I hope it is, because that means we're going to beat it. But at the same time, that's dumb on my part, guys. I thought it was just like an AFK strategy. You could just leave and not really worry about anything. So I used an ability lacklusterly on 97, and then I kind of used one on 98-ish. I was like, oh, what am I doing here? But I'm going to throw this into Quincy right now. Use that first ability just right there. That'll help out. See, I never did that before either, so I wasted so many spikes. But just by putting Quincy on that and putting his ability on, we saved so many spikes right there. So now what we're going to do again is we're going to use this ability as soon as we have it available, pretty much, because we're gonna have to pop these ZOMGs, and we're trying not to lose lives, because on 98 we can't really lose lives because we need it for 99. Scary stuff, guys. Scary stuff. The ability's coming up real soon here. Let's go for it. You guys know I get a little nervous at the end of these rounds, guys. They always scare me, but I think we're gonna be okay if we can break that down from a ZOMG. Oh yeah, look at that, guys. Look at that. We're gonna be more than fine for 99. We have like 5 to 7 spikes left, which is more than enough here. We got to worry about the top here, but we have it on close, so we're just getting so many. And so the worst and hardest part of this whole thing is 99, for me anyway. For you guys, it might be something different, but for me, 99 is awful, because what happens is we just don't have any defense. They're going to walk right through those fortified DDTs, and if you mess it up, you're going to have problems. So what I'm actually going to do here, guys, you know, you guys can do it with me if you want. I'm going to put this on normal. I just want like 2 or 3 more spikes right here. That's all I want. Like 2 or 3. Because as you can see, as that replenishes this size, it kind of takes away from the other side. So I just want a little bit more of a chunk here, just to guarantee our safety for 99, because those fortifieds are going to walk through our defense. Oh my gosh. That's probably a bad idea, but one more. There we go. Let's put it back on close here. That was probably a bad call, guys, but like I said, I don't want to have any problems. So let's do this. Pop these ones. Oh, guys, this is getting down to the wire. I'm always so scared of this stuff, but look how much money we have. We can literally buy the Moab Domination on 99. On 99. That's crazy. Okay, so no more abilities, guys. We need them for 100. So just leave them. Let it be. As you can see, look at those DDTs walking right through. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. Okay, we made it. We made it, guys. That was scary stuff. So it is a good thing that I did that, because we only have 2, I think like 2 spikes left. So we would have lost if I didn't put more. So I guess a good rule of thumb or a good number for these spikes is, let's say 10. So you're going to want 10 on this side for round 99 to wreck it. Oh my gosh, guys. So we do have enough for Moab Domination. We have enough for Moab Eliminator. We have enough for whatever you want. You can get a freaking permabrew, guys. A permabrew for this thing. This is insane to save this much money on an advanced map that just came out. This is really cool stuff. And as soon as Quincy gets like straight on, let's do this ability here. Guys, I am sweating though. I am sweating. This should be more than enough. Like, that's a very thick patch of spikes, but we just want it to be enough. So we're going to use that ability as soon as this guy pops open. Okay. I'm getting scared. That was a little too soon, but it'll be okay. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. We had enough left. There you go. Okay, so the thing is, you got to use those abilities. I didn't the first 300 times. Supreme's going to laugh at me and call me names because that was really dumb on my part. But what we did was we used a lot of abilities, and we do have a few spikes here. We could have probably handled even way more. But the problem is down here. So you got to make sure, let's just say 10. You want to make sure that you have enough for 99. So even if on 98, like they're all getting used up or they switch to the top path and they disappear on the bottom, just put on normal, get up to about 8 to 10, and then go from there. You just want like 10 in total, not go 10 more, 10 in total, because as you can see, we still had to use a lot of spikes for that round 100. So I hope you guys like this, but if you guys aren't crazy and don't need to put yourself on that heart attack mode, you can just put down a slew of towers here and be just fine. Moab Domination, or what is it? Moab Eliminator for one. I wouldn't go with the Domination, but you could go with the Moab Eliminator. You can go with literally anything. You can go for the spikes down here because you guys know the middle paths kill the bad. So that would be really easy. There's just so many options you guys can take to knock this thing out if you don't want to go crazy and have $70,000 left over. But I hope you guys like this video. Stay tuned for more. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys soon.